Okay, everybody, looks like we are getting into the game. Are you there, Danny?
Oh, I am so excited. I am gushing over here. It's PiLiPiLi and Adept and PvP, which is my other favorite matchup, Chaos.
Okay.
I'm just nerding out over here. 2 in a row. So excited. What a great cast so far.
Okay, so let's get things started. Hello everybody, this is Chaos with Thunderdog's eSports, bringing you game number 2 of tonight's Top Dog League series. We have MicroGamerZ going up against Prometheus Gaming. Let's go ahead and introduce our players here on Heavy Rain Ladder Edition, spawning in the northern left-hand portion of Heavy Rain. It is going to be Prometheus Gaming's Adept. Take it away, Danny.
And in the bottom central right-ish region, we will have MicroGamerZ PiLiPiLi.
Okay, PvP. The wonders of proxy Stargates, or proxy anything for that matter.
Yes, or if you're PiLiPiLi and you guys, if you watch Thunderdog, our first week, we had kind of a recap game, and PiLiPiLi actually has OP probes.
OP probes? Ooh, do explain.
Yes, I don't believe, Chaos, that you were quite on with Thunderdog at that point, but one of the other players was doing basically kind of a 3-gate stalker rush, and in Pilly's main, not up the ramp and everything, I believe it was 6 stalkers against a stalker, a zealot, and probes, and PiLiPiLi lost no probes and killed 4 stalkers.
Wow.
It was incredibly awesome. It was insane micro.
How does that work? Because I'm pretty sure 4 stalkers one-shot a probe.
The probes were all so close, so they weren't targeting correctly, and he had to try to micro them away, so they weren't focusing on the closest probe because PiLiPiLi got him so far in. It was really an amazing thing. I actually did a special kind of a breakdown of it just to examine, because I had the same question. He did lose some probes throughout the battle, but at that one moment, he actually drove all of them back and didn't lose any, and it was just fantastic.
Wow. Anyways, so far we've got double gas coming out of both players, so both players definitely looking to play a little bit techie. We do have 2 probes in each gas for both players, so yeah, they're pretty much doing exactly the same thing.
Yep, very, very typical stuff. Both even were checking for proxies just a little bit, just to be sure. Still one of those things left over from PvP that, you know, an unchecked pylon can really devastate you. And both players getting some good scouting information, so no surprise they're going to come here for quite some time.
Yeah, it looks like Adept's going to come in here. He doesn't quite have the scout on that second gas quite yet, and yeah, he's just going to be bailing. So he hasn't seen the second gas, which is kind of interesting, and it does look like PiLiPiLi is going to be doing a little bit of harassing.
Yeah, I would have to assume that he just knew that there was one, because it looks like PiLiPiLi did switch to 3 in each gas, but I'm pretty sure originally he just saw 2 of them in there, and so you're never going to have 2 on one gas and not have another gas, so he probably just assumed it was there, didn't feel the need to jump over and scout.
Yeah, that's probably a fair assessment. Anyways, so we got Mothership Core coming out, and Stalker's not rallied across the side, you know, across to his opponent's side of the map, so it looks like we're not going to be seeing too much early pressure. PiLiPiLi is going to go ahead and do a little bit of scout around his base, make sure there's no random proxy pylons just kind of chilling out there.
Well, look to the right, because the Adept's got a probe in what I can only assume is proxy Stargate position. It does appear to be, but he just threw down a Twilight Council. What do you think this probe is doing over here, Chaos?
I'm thinking that's going to be for a proxy pylon for the DTs that are on their way. That's about the only thing I can think of. Apparently, pylon blocking a natural in PvP totally makes sense.
Yeah, and I saw the same thing. I was like, oh, interesting. But, you know, if you're trying to get that little tiny lead, yeah, he's just going to cancel. And I did force him back, so I am interested. And now I'm actually awaiting seeing if that Dark Shrine, and you nailed it right on the head. And is PiLiPiLi going to do the same thing? And it looks like, no, not yet anyway. It looks like a 4-gate blink play.
Yeah, so PiLiPiLi actually did just send out a hallucinating phoenix. We will have to see whether or not it's going to see... Oop, wrong button. Whether or not it's going to see that Dark Shrine, which looking definitely that way, as it does scout the Dark Shrine, so he knows it's coming. Now, the only problem that he's got is... will he be able to get out his observers in time? He is going to go ahead and plant down his robotics facility, and my guess will be Corona boosting out that observer as quickly as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he swept back just to be sure he didn't cancel it or something crazy, but he should have plenty of time.
Now, this
that Dark Shrine's on the way. Oh, and counter Dark Shrine.
Yeah, that's a different move. So basically, he's going to go ahead and send out his probe, which is going to actually
Oh,
okay.
he did. Just barely. I was like, is he really not going to see it?
Yeah, so he's going to actually go plant down his own proxy pylon and plan on doing a little bit of DT action himself, as the robotics facility is just now going down for Adept. So, did he actually scout that? Yeah, he no, he didn't. I take that back. Only scouted the pylon.
There is a DT on the way, but Stalker's blocking this off, and there will be no dice. Oh, it did squeeze in, but the observer's right there.
Yep. Oh, very nice force field. And that is denied.
Those emerald force fields are gorgeous, but it seems like the blink, I don't know, it might be a little bit of a waste, but right now, his expansion is going to be so far behind, he really has to do damage, I would think, right, Chaos?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's just going to push out and, at least try to deny the natural. The biggest thing, I really... Okay, so he does have a second observer back at home. He really needs something back at home, just in case one or two DTs show up in his main. I mean, that really is going to be the nail biter of whether or not that happens or not. But PiLiPiLi is going to be moving into the natural, and we will have to see whether or not he can actually get any damage done.
And Adept does have an observer, so that DT gets picked off very quickly. So neither player, both going DTs, neither one really able to do anything, but PiLiPiLi is the one here who has to do damage.
Yeah, so PiLiPiLi is actually in a really good position.